Hello, I'm reporter Julie Spencer, and I'd like to welcome you to Newsline, Iowa City. Please join me today as we visit one of the most important agencies in our community, the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center. Director Misha Goodman will answer questions about the Animal Care Center, as well as taking us on a tour of the facility.
Well, we do all sorts of things. The Animal Center itself shelters stray and unwanted pets of any kind, or animals of any kind, from around the community, mostly Iowa City, Coralville, Johnson County, North Liberty, and adjacent areas. We take care of those animals and then place them up for adoption to new homes. We reclaim animals back to their owners when they've lost them, so we hold them safe until their owners can reclaim them. And in addition to that, we offer services such as licensing, spay-and-neuter, discount services, certainly educational services. We go out to schools and we do public education with relation to animal care, and also have folks come in to the center here and do tours with us and do bite education and things, or I should say anti-bite education and that type of thing. The Animal Services Division, in addition to that, our officers go out and patrol and enforce local and state laws pertaining to animal care and animal welfare. So we issue permits and we issue citations for violations within those laws. And the officers also do a lot of public education while they're out and about, and assistance to folks who need to learn how to care for their animals a little bit better. So a lot of what we do is just hands-on public contact, trying to assist animals in doing as best a job as they possibly can with the animals that they have. Lots of water. Well, our facility down at the corner of Kirkwood and Clinton was flooded. We had between 2 feet and 4 feet of water, depending on where you were in the building. We had a combination of both Ralston Creek and the Iowa River coming together within the building, so we had a lot of flow of water, plus just a lot of water in general. We were unable to get all of our furniture and other contents out, so we did lose a lot of contents. We were able to get every single animal out. There was no problem with that. And we moved from that facility out to the Johnson County Fairgrounds initially, where we were for a month. And then we moved from there to this current facility on Sand Road at 4852 Sand Road. Although we're calling this a temporary facility, it's kind of starting to feel like home. We won't stay here permanently, as far as I understand. The city has yet to make a decision as to what exactly is going to happen, although it does look like we will be going back into the former facility at Kirkwood and Clinton after it's renovated. So that's kind of where we stand right now. We ran a beautiful operation out at the fairgrounds, and we've done the same here. All the animals have been cared for in the same way that we would have cared for them in the original facility, and the best we possibly have been able to make the circumstances, whether it was hot or cold, or we were overflowing with animals. We've done the best we possibly could with all the circumstances, and I think that we owe a lot to the general public who has assisted us, our volunteers, as well as the national organizations who helped us out during the flood and since. Boy, our volunteers do so many things now. Volunteers work directly with the animals, so they'll socialize and walk and train dogs. They'll socialize and visit with cats. They will bathe for us, and they will help us with behavioral evaluations. They will assist us with our fundraising activities or our educational programs. Some volunteers come and assist me directly with office work, or up in our front office with assisting the public that comes in. So pretty much our volunteer program has become pretty widespread. Thank goodness for our volunteers, because the city has not been able to afford to hire additional full-time employees, and the volunteers really help us in getting done what we need to get done. We had huge assistance from volunteers during the floods, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So it's a very important program. A secondary program to our volunteer program is our foster care program, our Cold Noses, Warm Hearts foster care program, where animals that are not ready for adoption yet go into private homes and are cared for. They're still the property of the city, but they're cared for by these foster parents until they're ready to go up for adoption. And that helps us reduce the amount of euthanasia that is necessary, take care of sick and injured animals that otherwise would be much more stressed here at the facility, wouldn't get appropriate care, in our opinion, because they need a comfortable environment and need ongoing attention during the day or in the evening hours. So our foster care program is also really, really important to us. First thing we need to do is introduce Suki. Some of you may remember Red, who was our education dog for many years, our kind of red Australian Shepherd. And she died some months back, and this is Suki, who's a miniature Australian Shepherd, came from a local rescue, and she's going to be our new education dog. She's still a puppy. She's about 6 months old, but she is coming right along and learning all sorts of things. And she'll be going into schools and doing different educational programs with us, and hopefully helping children learn more about general animal care and getting them familiar with dogs and such. Can you shake? Can you show? Oh, good girl. This is our front lobby here at the Sand Road facility, and some of our employees sitting behind the desk working so diligently. We do maintain some of our small mammals up here. We have a couple of rabbits, and we do happen to have a bird right now up here hiding, a little parakeet that was lost, and no owner has come forward for this little guy. So if we don't see anybody, he or she will go up for adoption at some point. And then we always keep a couple of cats up here for people to visit with when they come in.
How many cats you have right now?
Right now we have about 60. After the flood, our highest numbers were 120. And that was here. At the fairgrounds, we had more than that at one point. So this is our main cat room area. And after all the cats are evaluated and get their vaccines and are dewormed and are tested for cat diseases, sometimes bathed and treated for ear mites and things like that, they're moved into this general cat adoption area, and this is where the public comes in to visit with them and hopefully find a cat that they're interested, or cats that they're interested in taking home permanently to join their families. As some of you know, in our old facility we had a large colony room where cats could be loose. We've tried to emulate that here with these smaller colony areas. As you can see, there are 4 cats in this one, and most of them have about 4 cats in them. So we try and do that to allow the cats to get additional exercise and also have interactions with other cats. That way it's easy for us to tell which cats are going to get along with other cats, you know, for new adopters that may have another cat at home or want to get multiples, that type of thing. And then we use one of these areas for people to visit with the cats. So this is actually a visitation area for people to come in and spend time with the cats that they're interested in. We have a receiving room over here that's kind of blocked off from the rest of the room. That's where the initial cats will come in, and then they'll be evaluated and as I said, tested and vaccinated and so forth before they come into this main room. This is Dr. Jennifer Dahl, and she comes here to do our spay and neuters, as well as our rabies vaccinations and other minor surgeries or treatments that we may need assistance with. And currently she's spaying a cat. Very exciting stuff. And we'll go into the dog building here. It's going to get a little noisy. Hopefully they'll calm down after we're in here for a few minutes, but they'll start barking at us. So these are all temporary kennels that we put up. It's okay. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear me in here because the dogs get very noisy. sweetie pie. Hi. This is our stray dog area. So these dogs are not available for adoption yet. They'll all be evaluated before being placed up for adoption.
Why do people bring their animals to the shelter?
Usually it's because they either can't afford it anymore or they've moved to a location where they can't keep the animal anymore. Like it's not allowed. The landlord doesn't allow animals or whatever. We have had people affected by the economy in that they have had to bring animals in that otherwise they would have maintained, but they've lost their job, or they've had to move out of a location to another location where a landlord doesn't allow animals. We've had people, plenty of them, come in and say, you know, I need to make a decision on whether I'm going to feed my children or my animal. Well, the first thing they should think about is, am I prepared to give this animal the amount of attention that it needs for whatever period of time its life is going to be, or lifespan is going to be? Do I have the financial means to care for this animal, not only for the general things that it needs, whether it be food, litter, a leash, collar, the everyday type of expenses, but also, should that animal become ill or injured, can I afford the veterinary costs? Veterinary costs are not cheap. Veterinarians are, doctors, and their fees can be quite high depending on what that animal may need. So if the animal gets injured and needs a surgery, that surgery could be upwards of $5,000 in some cases or more. And so it is important that people look at those things and maybe invest in pet insurance, or start saving money and putting money into a budgeted fund specifically for their animals for that rainy day when something happens and they need it. The fee ranges from between $65 and $145, and that depends on whether you're adopting a cat or a dog, and a male or female, and the costs involved with the surgery for spay and neuter. Well, just that we continue to expand our programs as much as we can. We are currently working on a mobile adoption program. We have done some mobile adoption where we have taken animals out to certain locations. This past year, our foundation purchased a vehicle for us for mobile adoption, and the vehicle needs to be renovated so that caging is put in and all the contents are put back together into this vehicle, so that we can take it to a lot of different locations and use it not only for mobile adoption but for educational purposes. And so we are looking at the public to assist us with fundraising for putting that vehicle together. And if they have any questions, they can certainly call me or our foundation director and find out more about that program.